Guys, I want you to remember before we get started that we are sponsored by SeatGeek. Yes, SeatGeek is now officially sponsoring three bold takes. Guys, we are so glad to let you know that with your first purchase with SeatGeek, you get $20 off using our code three bold takes. SeatGeek's perfect for any kind of live events, whether that's sports, entertainment like music, or even like local plays that you would want to go to. I use them for every sporting event I've gone to. I've never been disappointed. They give me great information on the tickets, whether it's a good price or not, before I ever purchase it. It is the only way that I buy tickets. So, guys, remember, use SeatGeek. Our code three bold takes get $20 off your first purchase.
Welcome on in, guys. We are doing the Georgia Tech Georgia game. Quinn, what is this one coined again?
Clean, old fashioned hate.
And there it is, guys. It is Georgia Tech Georgia. Like I just mentioned, a 20-point spread in favor of Georgia in this game. I don't see how, right? 54 and a half over under in this game. And it's what they say it is. It's clean, old fashioned hate. Georgia Tech has been a rather decent, scrappy team, like we mentioned back in the offseason that they would be this year. And guys, just before you get going on your predictions, I just want to give you a little something. They're playing in Athens this year. They're playing at Georgia, between the hedges, right? The last four times, dating back to 2000, that Georgia Tech has won, they've all been in the same place in Athens. That's all I got to say. I don't know if that changes your choice any, but hey, if it does,
Wow.
Freddie, how about you, brother? You talk to us
That's
about this
an
game.
that's an insane stat that I did not know, and it kind of surprises me. Um, I think Georgia's is by far and away a much better football team than Georgia Tech. I know that rivalry week can be crazy. This is one of those games that typically is not as crazy as most rivalry. Right,
Right.
Georgia dominating the series. Um, however, I'm going to say this: Georgia Tech's not going to win, but I think they're going to be scrappy enough that they're going to cover the spread of 20. I hate rivalry games when the spread is this big because it's disrespectful, one, but also I don't know if teams ever really cover. I mean, I'm sure they do, but it just seems like most all of these games are typically a little closer than anticipated because you got a lot of external factors working against the team that is heavily favored. But give me Georgia to win, Georgia Tech to cover. I think it'll be a great game. I'm probably going to turn it on at 6:30. Um, I think it should be fun.
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you this Georgia Tech will cover, but it's still going to be a three possession win for the Bulldogs. I like Georgia by 17 in this matchup. All but two of their games with Georgia Tech, ever since Kirby Smart has taken over, have been three possession plus victories for the Dogs. His
Yeah.
first year, they lose by one to the Jackets at home. Last year, they won by, I think it was either 7 or 8 points on the road. Every game in between those two, absolute blowout. I expect Georgia to kind of get back to form. I have a rule with Georgia Tech. They're going to give you 1 to 3 big moments in the year where you go, oh man, look at Georgia Tech. Okay, well, that was week 0 when they beat Florida State. That
True.
was their upset victory over Duke and their upset victory over Miami. Georgia Tech has capped themselves out on big upset moments for the year. So I do not like the Jackets at all in this matchup with Georgia, especially after what just got done conspiring in the SEC this past weekend with all these big, huge upsets. I think Georgia dials themselves in, takes care of business against a hated rival, and moves on to assumably probably a spot in Atlanta with a chance to get themselves a first round bye. So, yeah, give me the Dogs to win this game by at least 17 points.
Yeah, I really love this game, and I think the thing why Georgia was able to kind of get on top of Georgia Tech for so long is Georgia Tech running the triple option as an offense, and it kind of got outdated as it moved into the later teens of the 2000s. Now that they've changed over to Brent Key, last year they played close. That was his first year in this rivalry. Now it's his second year. I think this continues to stay close. I'm going to say less than 10 points. I'm still going to go Georgia, but I think Brent Key's offense is going to be very successful in this kind of game. And it's not even about the offense for Georgia Tech. It's more about the defense because we all know we've all watched Carson Beck in Georgia all season long. He's looked like a ghost out there without his big guys like Brock Bowers and Lad McConkey. I think it's going to be a lot different in this game, and we're going to see how telling it is. Maybe Georgia Tech narrowly escaped NC State this past week because they were looking at this Georgia game a little bit. They've already upset Miami, which is a huge win for them and the ACC as a whole. So I think Georgia Tech's going to play extremely well. I'm excited to watch Brent Key. I'm actually a huge fan of him, a younger head coach that's really restoring the Yellow Jackets in Atlanta, really showing the pride that Georgia Tech has always had and bringing that back to them. I don't think it's going to be the blowout, but you're going to get one or two Georgias. Georgia that's, hey, I just need to win this game to get into the playoffs, or I absolutely hate everything. I'm going to dominate this team in front of me. And lately, we've seen a lot more of, we just need to get this win. That's it. Georgia has been kind of lackluster this year in a couple of these games. I think they keep it close. I'm going to say less than 10 points, but still give me Georgia as well. Super fun one. Another Friday night, Black Friday special. Make sure to tune into that one after the Boise State game. Super excited to watch this one as always. And for 3 bold takes, Chase, Freddie, and Quinn, guys, thank you so much for watching and joining our channel.